I got you. You're running to be seen. All right. Well, that actually makes some sense. We're not even gonna get mad at that. When Law runs, it is running so his pectoral muscles can bounce and his locks can flow. There it is. And you can see how pretty his toes are, too. Don't forget that part.
Amen.
That's
Amen.
important. That is it. Well, I'm excited today more than usual. And we have to talk about the transfer of leverage because there's a lot of things going on. All of you should be, for one, we start what you call it, the computer programming stuff start to date. Don't worry about showing up to class. That's all replay. So you'll be fine. You will get a link to that for those of you lucky people who are there. I can assure you by the time that we finish, everybody will be trying to get in. That's how it works. That's how it works. Everybody will be trying to get in. So I'm satisfied and pleased with that. If you are, so let's talk about my goals for the year real quick. And let's go straight into everything. By the end of the year, I plan to buy at minimum 3 single-family homes and 1 to 3 apartment complexes. 3 single-family homes and 1 to 3.
Yes.
Right. There you go. And 1 to 3 apartment complexes. This is very important. 3 single-family homes. 1 to 3 apartment complexes. Grace, why am I telling you this?
Because September 30th is coming.
That's why it's 1 to 3 apartment complexes instead of 2, because y'all added the third one. So there is, yes, trying to romance Law. He likes that money talk. You understand?
That's it, sir. Can you say
it?
Can you say that again? I heard the 1 to 3 apartment complexes. What was that before? The single family?
3. I have three single family. 3 single family. If all goes well, one of those single families to be done in the next 90 days or so. It's already under process. So that's already under process right now. That's the average single family is going to be 300,000. So that's 900,000. And then the average apartment complex is 1.2 million. You think about that. Yes. Well, no, but thank you. Yeah. No, thank you. But just here's the deal. So you might want to text Anthony immediately. You might text him and tell him I said, this is his language I'm talking. I'm about to talk his language. You text him and tell him I said it myself. I'm about to talk his language. Now let's think about this for a moment, because what I'm getting ready to do for you all, remember, we're doing personal finances all the way to September 30th. Yes, Frida, all the way. And pretty intriguing, Arshia, because I haven't repeated information yet. And that doesn't mean haven't had to reinforce stuff, so at that level of repeatment, there you go. But each class has been a new thing. That is for sure. And the truth is, it's all money. We're just going deeper or down the rabbit hole and getting more confused as we go. All of you, congratulations. You are a pretty white girl now. Every last one of you. You're Alice in Wonderland. All of you are pretty white girls. Congratulations. There you go. You've been upgraded to pretty white girls, chasing the rabbits down the rabbit hole. There you go. Congratulations. I know Law always wanted to be a pretty white girl. There you go. Congratulations. That's what you are. And the idea here is, the main thing for today is, and you're going to hear it come back up, is this idea of transferring leverage. And you, Ken Johnson, to my knowledge, and that is all, transfers massive amounts of leverage. Well, technically Dana does too, because she's doing the 1 single family home with me, plus the apartment complex as well. So she is deep in the learning. As a matter of fact, let's see. Can we get an opinion from you, Deanna? How has this changed your mindset and your thought process? I'm interested. Star 6 if you're not dead. You know, there you go.
How has it changed I'm sorry, I was talking to the kiddo.
Buying the apartment complex that we are getting ready to make an offer on, and then the single family that you just made an offer on. How is this changing your mindset?
Well, there's something you told me said about shallow soil. And if you plant a plant in shallow soil, your seed won't stick. So it's changed my mindset because I need to match your fertile soil in order for anything I do to prosper. That's how it's changed my mindset.
Fair enough. I actually taught Jesus that phrase. Don't know if y'all know that. She said something I told her. Jesus told her that. I just repeated Jesus, you know, about the shallow soil. It wasn't me. I didn't make it up. But if you let me get away with it, Archie, I made it up. I taught Jesus. Okay. I am not that humble. I would let you think that I time traveled and taught Jesus. Jesus got that from the book of Antonio. If you let me get away with it. In the Smith tablet. That's it, Law. In the Smith tablets. Here we go. You have to transfer leverage. So as a result, starting today, I'm going to weave in a lot of real estate. Unfortunately, I won't teach you single family because I don't believe in it. This is what it is. I only believe in multifamily. I'm not going to teach you what I don't believe in. That doesn't mean that I won't buy single family. It has its purpose. But write this down as I say it. Look at you. That's what I'm talking about, Damali, right? Good to see you, Amanda. We love Amanda. Good to see Amanda. Yes, we just seen her. Yes. We love Amanda. The idea is how many doors you want to grow by, Grace. Do you want one check a month
300.
or 300 checks a month?
300.
Now, it makes sense when I tell you I don't believe in single family homes. It's not that I'm being arrogant. I'm just being logical. I have different financial goals. Yes, sir. Holla at me.
Dude, I've got testimony.
Oh, come on, talk to me.
Yeah. So while I do not have experience in real estate per se, I did have one sort of like a single family home, as in I had only you bankrolling at least 60% of my income.
Right.
And then, when ADS hit its certain bumps, because you were suddenly trying to scale and there are sacrifices to be made and some things have to go on the freezer, right? So during that time, all the problems that I faced were not because of the actual single family home, as in this income stream. This is supposed to be unpredictable. That's how writing works. What happened was too much of my writing work was coming from one source. So even if you have a really expensive, it was something like a Hollywood Boulevard single family home. It's more expensive than a multifamily home somewhere in Nebraska. Okay, and at the same time, it brings in more rent than a multifamily home somewhere in Maine. But the fact that with that multifamily home, if one family leaves, you still have a percentage of that small check coming in, is much better than a family moving out of that Hollywood single apartment, where now suddenly 100% of your income is gone. So again, no shade. This was
that's all facts.
Yeah, this was way longer than a year ago, right? But again, that's the thing. I learned a lesson, and then I diversified my client base. And by the way, right after this, right after when you were bankrolling 50% of my income, um, right when you left, another client came in who picked up 70% of the check. And then they left. So I had to go through this sudden high and low in my income 2 times before I learned. And then when that 70% bankrolling client left, and my other clients were willing to give me more work, right? I had to decide to say no to them, make less per month, and still look for smaller sources of income until I built my equivalent of a multifamily home. So yeah, even if you are getting an easier entry into a single family home, unless it will suddenly appreciate the way Grant Cardone's single family home did, which he sold to buy his first multifamily home. If there's no expectation of sudden appreciation within a year or two, there literally is no use for a single family home for the wealth creation strategy that you're talking about, Antonio.
No, very good. Y'all unmute your mics and clap for that, please. Everything he said is exactly what I'm talking about. And that's all financial. That's all financial. Let's break just a little bit of that down. Same time last year, right before that, because when we scaled, all hell broke loose. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. And right before that, I remember Ibrahim and somebody else asking me, Antonio, I never understood why you would spend all day just making sure 3 people join your network instead of monetizing the traffic you have with YouTube and all that stuff. When I was telling you during the scale, we finna start doing this because of what he just said. Because all it takes is YouTube to change their algorithm one time. And then all of a sudden, the 600,000 or the 16,000 a month goes down to 9,000 a month, and they change it again. And trust me, I don't know if y'all how long you've been on Instagram, but there was a great Instagram defollowing when Instagram got rid of all them fake followers. And overnight, people like Mace, Mace and Betha, no disrespect to New York, I'm sorry, left Instagram because they had 1.3 million followers and woke up with 200,000. So you don't want to put yourself in that situation. You don't want to put that situation. But today I'm going to bless
Antonio,
you.
The problem with that fake unfollowing was that Instagram's definition of fake follower was trash. It literally, like, people who had just not logged onto Instagram for like 6 months, suddenly Instagram went like, oh, they're fake, and then literally started removing people that you had like spent a lot of time acquiring as fans. You had spent money with ads, but Instagram just decided, hey, they're too fake for us. So any platform can do that as well. Diversification. That's the point.
That's absolutely anyone. And I'm not a fan of leaving myself at the leverage of other people. You get what I'm saying? I'm not telling you that I love to be in partnership with you, but I've lost enough, and I've lost enough money to know that once one Ibrahim leaves, if I can't continue to pay that mortgage, then I'm overcompensated. And in Ibrahim's case, as he's describing, that's what it's called financially, and especially in real estate terms. He was overcompensated. He was stretched far with his business and me. And if anything would have happened to me, he would have felt that overcompensation. Luckily for him, he's a smart guy, and he also be listening when I teach. So he was able to apply some strategies, and even more so, he's not an a-hole. So he kept a good relationship with me. So you gotta remember all these things too. 48 laws of power, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Which, by the way, Ibrahim, you got paid like Saturday, but it came from another PayPal. I'm not sure if you saw that. It came from another PayPal. It didn't come from the one you're accustomed to. It came from another one. Now let's think about this for a moment. I want to do real estate because and finances. And I want you to do your finances through real estate. So if you just joined us, you haven't been here for a while, all we've been doing is personal finances. There's an apartment that I'm looking at that I want to buy. And I have the income and I have the credit to buy it now. The problem is they are asking 2 times more than what it's worth. So when I'm in what you call the due diligence stage. They're asking millions of dollars. I won't say what it is because I want you to go look it up. But it's worth easily $500,000. And that's at a good size. Now it's good. I'm gonna twist it. It's about 25 units. But they've messed up. And if I say nothing else to you, how many of you now don't fool me now. Don't let my sinus, my allergy ridden face. It's been raining in Texas, got pollen everywhere, so my face is swollen. Don't let that confuse you. I am wide awake, right? You don't fool me now, Renee. How many of you, and I want to hear 100% participation, flash your camera, cut on your microphone, raise your little emoji hand, have a hard time, and let me define hard time. You struggle with it. I don't care if you struggle with it once. I don't care if you struggle with it twice. You actively struggle with it. Don't be saved on me, Arshia.
Me.
You struggle charging full price.
Me.
Yep.
Come on, holla at me.
I'm working
Not
on it.
anymore.
I'm
You
working
tell
on
me
it.
that. When I show up and I'm mad, that's one thing I'm assured of.
Well, amen. I ain't mad at you. So that was most of the call. And even though all of you didn't participate, this apartment complex is 23 units. They're charging Susan $300 less than average fair market rent.
What's wrong with it? And why? And who's that stupid?
They just renovated it, which ain't much wrong with it. So now we're on the side of ignorance. And I was explaining this to Deanna, I'm going to explain it to y'all. Don't let your righteousness keep you in poverty. These people have good hearts. It's rough this, etc. that. We're going to not charge fair market rent. Let me explain to you what happened.
They're getting the rest of the money from Section 8. You thinking about buying that bad boy for twice of what they want to sell it for?
Oh no,
You're getting it all twisted here. I got a bed over here I can deal with you with.
I know, right? No, they're wanting somewhere around 1.5 million. And right now, I haven't even finished crunching the numbers, but at best, I could only offer 500,000. They ain't gonna get no better offer either, because it's not even worth 500,000. It's only worth 500,000, Jerome, with a 5x multiplier. So now we talking finances. All right, everybody listen to me. It is not worth. So if I tell you it's worth 500,000, okay, Grace, unmute your mic because you're pretty good at math. You don't understand. No financial talk.
Because I understand what you were talking about right there. Keep going.
Okay, good. So
excuse me, Antonio, before you go on.
Yes, sir.
What is the return on investment? And where is this place? I mean, what area, what municipality is it in? Because if you're thinking about it, everybody gonna have to leave out the building.
Everybody gonna have to leave. Everybody gonna have to leave. There's no doubt about it. Everybody gonna have to leave, and all rents go up $200. Everybody gonna have to leave. There's no doubt about it. You understand? If I want 50 to 30% of the people to pay, then I go up $100 margin on all rents. Problem with that is the rent currently being charged is $500 to all the way to $570. That's the rent being charged. Y'all may want to write all this down. I told you what we was like. I'm trying to help you. You don't know much about due diligence and the little cool piece of paperwork you'll get when someone presents you this little PDF, and it's got a little slide sheet and all sorts of stuff, and have all these little strange numbers I introduced to y'all last week or the week before. I'm giving these to you right now. Okay, go ahead, Tyrell.
I was gonna ask you one day, could you go over due diligence? Because I know when I look up that website called loopnet.com, I see certain multi-units, because you got me looking at multi-units since the beginning. What's due diligence? So I'm trying to understand the terminology. So when I'm speaking with someone, I'm more knowledgeable and more in understanding what's what.
Good. I am well pleased. Not only will I do that one day, it actually starts today.
Woo. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You're good.
My mic is back unmuted because you said the 5x multiplier, and I was like, okay, that means 5 times something, but I don't know where you're going. So.
And for that, but so when I told you we're gonna do real estate and we only gonna do multifamily because I don't really believe in single family, I was telling you from start to finish, due diligence from left to right. Because the punchline I'm gonna make, Grace, is when it comes to multifamily, the only, you hear me, Jerome? The only profit, the only value that a multifamily unit has is the rents. Don't matter if it's beautified. Don't matter if you just renovate it. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You can renovate all you want to. You can put 20-inch rims on each window. Don't matter. Because when it's a commercial property, cash flow is the only thing that makes it valuable. Nothing else.
Did you say 25 doors, Antonio? Excuse me. Did you say 25 doors?
It's actually 23 doors.
I got my calculator.
Come on, there you go. All right then. So they're asking, let's just say that they're asking 1.2 million. They're asking 1.2 million, but they're only cash flowing at best 138,000 a year. How did I get that, Grace?
You said 138,000 a year?
How did I get it? You tell me how I got it. And that's not, in fact, they're not even cash flowing that. Tell me how I come up with that number.
Because you took the rent that it is, and multiplied times the number of doors there are, and then you got that gives you monthly, and then you multiply that times 12.
There you go. There you go. And it's as easy as that sounded for some of you were like, oh, okay. So that's why we're going. You see why that's why we're going through it. Okay, man, they got a calculator. You see why we're going through it. Grace, I want you to share your calculator, please, Grace, because we're still coming back to this 5x.
Okay.
We're still coming back to this 5x. And I'm still gonna make an offer. My offer is gonna be better than everybody else. Stupid. Okay. I'm gonna end this with short. Deanna's telling me I got a mental health appointment at 9. Blah, blah, blah.
Uh-oh.
You already know what I'm gonna say.
I'm happy. Yes. Between Tyrell and Deanna, I would be happy. 500 even plus 570. And I need the average now, Grace. That she's going to add that together. Now she's going to divide it by 2, and it's going to equal $535. Everybody okay with that? That's easy. Before I get to law, Grace, I need $535 times 23. Now, if you don't mind, so right now I need all of you to understand this apartment is bringing in $12,300 a month.
Right.
I ain't took out no taxes, nothing.
Ooh.
I haven't even brought that up yet. You understand? I haven't brought that up, and I haven't looked at I haven't verified their financials and nothing like just yet. But I'm pretty good at finding steals. Right? Grace, multiply that please by 12. And here you have $147,000 a month. Yeah. Now, Grace, please tell me I mean, excuse me, $147,000 a year. Excuse me.
Where's 1.2 million coming in at?
Okay, thank you so much, everybody.
Okay.
Do you understand? It would take 7.5, 8 years to get your 1.2 million back. And they cannot, under any circumstances, charge this. Does everybody follow what I'm saying? They can't. But of course, when you list something, you want to list it as high as possible because you want to come down. That's the whole point of negotiation. Like, see, y'all don't. I know some of you going, oh, I get it. No, you don't. And let me tell you why you know you don't. Because y'all start selling your houses and you get with realtors who are timid and scared. And these realtors are too scared and too ignorant to list the hot price high so you can negotiate, or to make a lower offer so you can actually win when you buy. A lot of realtors out here, respectfully, a lot of realtors out here not really working for you. They're working for their commissions.
Now, Anthony, my other question before you start, are there other apartment complexes in the area?
Yes.
And what are the comps on those? Because if you get ready to do something crazy.
No, I ain't gonna do nothing crazy. And I haven't looked at the comps yet, because this is I've been having this deal in my hand for about 72 hours. So I haven't looked at the comps yet. But I do have a lot of the numbers, and I planned on today or tomorrow running all the numbers. I plan on today and tomorrow I'm running all of them. Okay. So very good question. Very good question. And of course, they got the little paperwork that they put out there. Go ahead, Law.
All right, my follow-up question is going to be, if they do not come down low in negotiations, do you then just walk away, or do you try to renegotiate?
I make my, if they don't come down, this is a bad deal. This is a bad deal regardless, because I'm not emotional about this. They're never going to sell this to anybody, especially during this time. But not only that, when you have your price valued at 8.5 times higher than what it should be, 850% higher than what it should be, that's either incredibly ignorant or incredibly desperate. Third option would be, no, there's no real reason to do this. There's no real reason to do it.
Yeah, like, even if I was
doing it on purpose, I still wouldn't do it. I still wouldn't intelligently do it. Because I would deter too many. I still wouldn't intelligently do it. I still wouldn't intelligently. I got opinions about it, but I don't want to put them out loud. I still would not intelligently know that my house is worth $200,000, Susan, and then put it on the market for $1 million. I just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. There's just no reason that I wouldn't do it. And the main reason I wouldn't do it, because I'm not trying to hold my money up on the market that long. I'm trying to sell. And there's no reason for me to wait for the $1 million buyer that's going to buy a standard $200,000 house for the 5 years that's going to take. I wouldn't even intelligently slow up my return on my investment. I just wouldn't do it. So no matter how much I think about it, I still wouldn't intelligently. No matter how 48 laws, I still wouldn't do it, because at the end of the day, I'm hurting myself by delaying my sale. Go ahead, Amanda.
Okay, so this is kind of along the line property from out of state, because obviously I'm in Georgia, and trying to buy anything out here right now is beyond ridiculous. Everything is like skyrocket. So I didn't know how difficult it would be to search other states and try and find something available.
Okay, no, this is actually good. Not difficult at all with the advent of the internet, for sure. As a real estate investor, you are licensed in all 50 states, in all countries, in all the places. You don't have to worry about none of that stuff. Okay, an agent would have that problem. You are free to travel the world. So this is very, very good thing that you brought up. In addition to that, you have to, and I'm gonna come back to this, but you have to get to the point where you understand that when she said the prices are skyrocketing, she's right, but not for multifamily. there's a yin and a yang. There is a give and pull. If prices are skyrocketing, that means what this means is so you got to think about supply and demand. You got also got to think about macroeconomics. If everybody is charging more for their houses, they are telling you what the market is. A whole bunch of people buying, and we're going to get our money from the right one. We get to pick. So this is a buyer's market. There's no doubt about it. It just is, or a seller's market. You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt about it. When you, have y'all ever, this hasn't happened since, well, I won't even tell you when this happened. I won't tell you. I'm going to see if you can guess. You ever seen?
Tony, I got one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Will the surrounding economy support $800 a door?
Yes.
Well, then
absolutely. That's fair market rent for that's fair market rent for the area.
$800 in order to get your money back in like 2-3 years.
Well, okay, so that's a good point you brought up. No, that's a good point. You always want to charge fair market value. Grace, he said you got to charge fair market value to get back your money in 2 years. That's not the point. He's right in saying charge fair market value, but it's not right to think about getting my money back in 2 years, because every deal won't number itself out like that. Let me show you. Grace, show your calculator. All you people who are afraid to charge full price know that was $146,000. So Susan, realistically, that apartment complex should be $323,000, $500,000, something like that. Realistically. Grace, let's see how much money they left on the table. We're going to go with $800 a month times 23. Now you multiply that by 12. That is significantly different. They left $73,000 on the table. Yeah. Now watch this here.
They don't want to eat.
Right.
So Grace look like they just trying to snack.
But watch this here. Put that $230,000 back on the table, Grace. If it's $230,000,
are these 1-bed units?
They're 2 beds. Some of them. I'll find out for you. I'll find out for you. Yeah,
find that in New York. Good God.
Oh no, you ain't finding out. $220,000. Everybody pay attention to what I'm about to say. At $220,000 a year, Susan, depending on, and you have fair market rent when you know, or maybe you're under $100 fair market rent. That means, and the person can go in and raise the rents, and now you're talking about being somewhere up $250,000. And once you're at $250,000, then $1 million is justifiable. They literally lost $500,000 over $300 a month. All right, stop your screen, Grace.
Wow.
This is why I've always told y'all, you got to protect the product, right? That's why I tell you here, right? On some calls, I tell you cut your camera on. You understand? I tell you to talk, etc. Because the product that I'm pushing is you can't get this nowhere else. And while I'm leading, I'm also answering questions at any time because you can't get this nowhere else. So if I don't protect the product, then the value of ATS goes down. And you get offended when I say, cut your camera on. That's because you're thinking like an employee. I'm thinking like an investor. There's a disconnect. All right, see, there's a disconnect, which is why some calls you'll see me like film school. I say, hey, can't do that, can't do it. Conference, can't do that. Why would we do a conference that's just like a call? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Then how are we going to charge $1,000 a ticket? There's a lesson being learned here. There's a strong lesson being learned here. So you want to kind of stay in tune with this understanding of charging. I don't know what else to tell you. Anthony had a good question. Is it no? That was Law had a good question. Is it 1 bedrooms, all that stuff? I'll find it out here in a second. But anywho, basically it comes out to about.
I got one more question then, because I'm a little confused. Why are you still thinking about it when you only should give them $325,000 for the unit?
Oh no! I'm not thinking about offering 1.2 million. I'm thinking about offering $300,000 to $500,000.
Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay now because I'm over here.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, no, you should have been confused. No, you should have been confused. Under those circumstances, Jerome, is they getting that because, but let me get into everybody. So you write. If you want to learn something, learn this. So let's take a bunch of notes real quick, Grace. Number one, let's title this section of your notes Antonio's Guide to Multifamily. Let's title it that. First off, I need all of you to understand we take advantage of the market. Grace, who do you think I'm saying we?
You, Deanna and Tempest.
Yes, just Black people. That's it. No, investors. No. Investors take advantage of the market. All right.
Wait, y'all invest.
I'm quick. Yeah. I'm quick. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, don't leave me out. I want to be in on that.
I couldn't help myself. Too. Yeah, I couldn't help myself. Just young Black people. That's it. Rest of y'all, you go to poverty. No. Investors was the accurate answer there. But thank you though. But thank you for putting names on it. Thank you so much. Man, I want to get in on that. We take advantage of the market. This is not emotional. So Grace, let's come back. You might now want to go back to that 5X thing. What 5X means, if you're making $138,000, and listen, here's the deal, Jerome. Here's the deal, Susan. They ain't making that much because I didn't take out no taxes. I didn't take out no expenses, no upkeep. We ain't take out none of that. None of that. Y'all
why you can only offer 325,000?
Exactly. That's important. Y'all hear that? That's important. And of course, it'll make a big difference if you offer a whole cash deal. Here's 325,000. What y'all doing today? We closing or
we closing today?
Oh
y'all watching.
Yesterday, actually.
Yes. This is why I'm trying to teach y'all to pick your money up. Grace, a 5X multiplier means that I'm saying, listen, you're making 138,000, but the truth is, and this is what Anthony understands, you're really making 68,000 a year after all this stuff come out. Grace, share your calculator real quick. So what I want to do is I want to offer you what the numbers say. Here's 68,000, but I want to give you a 5X multiplier. I want to give you 68,000 for the next 5 years all at once. That's what I'm offering.
Oh, 68,000. 340,000.
But listen, okay. Anthony keeps saying that he didn't already
325,000. Yeah, okay.
He didn't already crunch the numbers in his head, and that's a fair deal. That's a very fair deal. And luckily for me, this house is this apartment is going to stay on the market for quite some time due to the outrageous price that is on it.
Right.
At 5 times more than what it costs, Susan, they're still asking. So they're not asking 10 times more than what it costs. That's 1,000%. We don't want to do that. We take advantage of them. Yes, sir.
As I'm listening to you talk, the thing that really jumped out at me was you said that this isn't personal. This isn't a personal transaction. This is a business transaction. And as a real estate investor, what I'm getting from all that's going on right now is that number one, their offer is crazy. it's.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that.
But the point is, but as an investor, you can also see the positive side, and then on top of that, you're teaching us some things with this offer. What's nice about it is that if they allow you to, you'll explain to them why you're going to offer them $300,000 versus what they're asking for. And number two, if they don't let you tell them, after they've been out there a while, somebody else is going to tell them, or they'll be stupid enough to get what they asked for, which anybody who's smart ain't going to do that. So you're not worried about that either. You can move on to the next deal, but you already gave them your offer, so they already know it. So by the time they make up their mind and stop drinking the Kool-Aid, they might be giving you a call saying, "Excuse me, Mr. Smith, we talked 3 months ago, we talked 6 months ago, we talked a year ago, and you're gonna remember that deal because you're gonna put it in the file and you're gonna keep moving. And then when they come back, then you're gonna sit there and say, well, I'm a little stretched now, so I'm not gonna have as much as I had then because I was never. You see what I'm saying? That's gonna be to your advantage. So what I like about what you're doing is that you're using this to teach us so that we don't go out and like you said, get emotionally involved, but do the due diligence, look at the numbers, crunch them, and if they don't make sense, come up with a proposal, go back to the client and say, here's what I can offer you. Not personal, but just business. And they go, oh, no problem. Thank you very much. And you keep moving, but that's know the marketplace, and you know that anybody out there that's work their way ain't gonna get what they want, and you ain't got to worry about that. They're not competition. So that's what I like about what you're doing, and you're educating us because too many of us will take it either personal or don't know what's going on, and you're going it from both sides, so we don't make these mistakes. So I appreciate that, sir.
Right, absolutely. And the reason I want this is interesting because it's a steal, and I'm gonna explain why to you. It's not personal, and but the punchline of this conversation is transfer of leverage. That's how it started off, and I'm trying to get you all to understand that. Grace, remind me to come back to, and Antonio been teaching income producing assets. You just make sure I say that. You just make sure I say it, because that's how I want to end. I knew I came to this with the end in mind. I knew it. We take advantage of the market. Blacks and whites, Jews and Gentiles, all people. When the markets get set, write this down. When the market gets saturated, it means something has changed. Interest rates have changed. Feds raised, Feds lowered. Those adjustable rate mortgages have run out, Phil. Everybody did the mad dash, and everybody ends at the same time too. When you had the whole market buy for the last 2 years, the same type of deal, it means 36 months from now, the whole market is rates going to end at the same time, the same type of time. So something like that happens. So when the market gets saturated, and Amanda wisely pointed it out, even if she didn't understand what she was pointing out, wisely pointed out, it's ridiculous out here. Yes. That means the single family home market is saturated, and every action has the opposite equal reaction, which means rental market is booming.
Especially here in Houston.
This is what's important. If people are saying, I'm not for to sell all y'all, I want this and I'm not for the move, that means it's a lot of people going, in fact, 9 out of 10 people going, well, I'm just going to rent. Yeah, I'm on the oldest Chandler Enterprises. We rent to all you folk. You get what I'm saying? We rent to all you folk. Boom. So when the market is saturated, that's right. See, there it is. When the market is saturated, most people get in at the top and they get hurt. This makes me want to bring up Luna. Have y'all seen the debacle with Luna crypto? Okay. Just to give you a crash course, because the VA is going to politely call me, give you a little crash course. Luna is cryptocurrency. It's called a stable coin because it's backed up with the US dollar. Luna in 3 days went from $18 a share to 0. And people with threatening suicide and all sorts of stuff. I'm not sure if they actually did it, but Luna was a Bitcoin, a big, not bit, but big, B-I-G. Big, very popular. Why? Because it was stabilized by the US dollar. I am not a fan of Luna. I'm never going to be a fan of Luna or anything stabilized by the US dollar. That's the exact opposite reason to get into crypto. I'm never going to do it.
That makes no sense whatsoever. Backwards.
It makes no sense. What it is people like me see an opportunity in changing the rules of the game. When I saw last week that Luna went down to zero, and I don't mean like kind of zero, Phil. No, zero. It never happened before. It was the talk of the whole world. Zero. People were losing $2.5 million at a time. The big whales. It was crazy. What happened was somebody threatened to attack, and basically how you attack Luna is you force more Luna in, but it has to stay standard with the dollar. So what happened? Then they had to make more Luna, which inflation, they had to make more. And then so when the attack happened, price went down. When they made more, price went down. And how do you fix a stable coin when the price go down? You make more. And how do you fix that? You make more. And this cycle of people selling off and making more, boom, dropped it to zero in 72 hours. It's insane. It's never happened before. It will be talked about for millions of years. I promise you that. And when it dropped down to zero, Phil, I said, I ought to put 10,000 in this thing right now. Because I knew it was going to come back up.
Exactly what I just
thought. Yeah. As yesterday, it went up 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like it went up 100%. I mean, as this morning, it went up 100%. So I knew, I said I should have did it, but I don't believe in it. Even though I understood it was going to go back up, they'll never get my money because I don't believe in it. Has nothing to do with
what
emotion.
Would be your new evaluation?
Say it again.
If you were to have put in the 10K and then it went back up by 100%, what would be your new evaluation?
It would definitely be somewhere around 100,000 right now. That's for sure.
Okay.
My
calculations was right. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now here's the deal. The reason why I didn't do it is back in the drone because I don't believe in it. I'm non-emotional about it. I completely understand that it's not a cryptocurrency, no matter how much they tell you it's a cryptocurrency. I'm not going to do it. And because I know I'm not going to do it, I'm making savvy investments. Write this down as I say it. The goal is not to buy. The goal is to buy intelligently. Let there be a lesson unto thee. A lot of us running in to get it. Okay, got you, Tyrell. A lot of y'all, we play the game. Play the game. I just read the message. A lot of y'all run in to get it, but you're not paying attention. That probably shouldn't have got it in the first place. So here is why Antonio. Well, not yet. Let me say a few more things yet. I want to go to my little punchline there. As an investor, Grace, you need to do, for the most part, the opposite of whatever the masses are doing. For the most part. There's nobody worth their salt going to tell you that that's not standard, solid information. If everybody running out the building, you run into it. Just nobody's going to tell you that that's not true. Go ahead, Tyler.
I noticed the things that you're saying, the background of everything that you're saying is you must 24 hours, 7 days a week, do your research, no matter what.
That's what due diligence is. Yeah, you start to understand due diligence. And I just, as I was talking, I looked at more of the numbers. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you due diligence here to say. Real estate does actually go down in value. It does. Of course, I'm going to contradict myself and say, real estate never goes down in value. Rent always go up. It's true. Rents always go up. bordering certain circumstances, like 2008 housing market, when they had signs outside field that said free rent, first month free. That's the market telling you what's going on. We can't get y'all in here to rent. Get out your mama house and come in here. We get offered the first month free. The market will tell you how people are responding. If they saying our prices are high and everybody prices are high, it's telling you they got options and they picking the one fish they want. They ain't got to pick you. If the prices are super low, don't worry about supply. It is supply and demand, but supply and demand is an illusion at this point. Once we got rid of the gold standard, supply and demand is certainly an illusion. If supply and demand was actually real, then diamonds will cost 13 cents. You know, diamonds out here, diamonds should be 13 cents. Diamonds make no sense. They really make no sense. They're expensive. They everywhere. You ain't never heard of a diamond shortage. Never heard of a diamond shortage, but you're still paying, all that stuff like that. So the goal here, my friends, and I'll save a lot of this for tomorrow, is when someone gives you their check, right? Just as I say, Grace, it's important. When someone gives you their check, it pays your expenses and should pay your debt services. Now, I know Anthony's gonna like this part because I'm adding something. He knows when I'm adding an additional element that he's been catching lately. It's not just about paying my expenses. It's also having enough money marginalized to where you're paying my debt services too.
Yes.
Okay, yes. You're like, this it's not just enough to pay most of y'all are in business and your expenses get paid, but your debt services do not. Your price is not priced to pay your cloud software too. Did you see what I just did? It's not priced to pay your ClickFunnels $99 a month. It's not priced to pay your light bill as well. When you get someone's money, if it pays your expenses plus your debt services, you are now at the beginning of this call properly transferring leverage.
Antonio,
yes,
that's
ma'am.
been on my mind through the whole call, thinking of all that.
Good.
That can come up and that does come up.
That's good. That's perfect. That's sharp. This is why we get into this. This is why we meet with Brad Blazers, right? This is exactly why, to get people, as Susan thinks of, I wonder, because all right, somebody else, while she's thinking, somebody else should be at work clocking in for her thoughts. Did you see what I just did? There you go.
Antonio, another question.
Yes, sir.
I know you used to, at one point you were speaking when we was talking about real estate before, you said normally you purchase I think you said 50 units or 100 units. So is this the only time where unemotionally that you decided to get the 23 units?
Unemotionally, I'm always unemotional. This is a steal. Maybe because you brought me to my back point. So here's my punchline. This is a steal. I looked up the numbers just now, Grace. Write these numbers down. Let me pull up is that it? Nope, that's not it. It's Grace, fair market rent for 2-bedroom, 1-bath in this area, or in the area of the apartment, is $950. 1-bedroom, 1-bath is $850. 3-bedroom, 2-bath is $1,200.
One more time, sir.
$950, 2-bedroom, 1-bath. $850, 1 bed, 1 bath.
That's $3,000.
$1,200, 3 beds, 2 baths. The unit has 14 2-bed, 1 baths.
You could tell us that that's the one you're setting up for us for September. I ain't gonna be mad at
you. Okay, you start to see the numbers in it. Now, I doubt it though. I doubt it because I can afford it on my credit card, so I'm not sure. I could swipe my Amex on it real quick, so I'm not too sure if it has 14,950s, Grace. 14,950s. This is very important. 14,950s, and then it has 850s and 1,200. Look at Law. He hear these rents and like, oh my God.
And who the other two doors for? You said 25 units, but you only said
no.
Who's the other
it's
two
23.
Doors? Oh, okay.
It's 23. Yeah, it's 23.
So it might miss out on some money.
That's not at all. I feel let Law finna unmute his mic and blow his mind right now. Look.
What I'm looking for. Okay.
That's what look at her. He just asked me what's the minimum down or something small, multi-family. Here's the deal. Grace, do you have all the numbers down?
Yes, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 3-bedroom, 2 bath.
Right. And did you have the amount of? Because I'm running out of time.
950, 850, 1,200.
Right. It is
14 950s.
950s.
8 850s. 1,200.
1,200.
Okay.
1,200. That's what should be cash flowing, Margie. Which, by the way, Stradivari, you'll get your book today. That's I was just waiting on Queen Chi to get out of here. You get your book today. This is what it should be cash flow. Grace, show your calculator. Watch your tea. Watch your tea. This is powerful. Now that she's sharing her calculator, Grace, what I want you to do is I want you to multiply those numbers for me. I want you to multiply the 14 times 950. So 950 times 14. I remember this number for us. So I'm trying to write down 13,300. And then the next number, Grace, is going to be 8 times 850. So the first time was 13,300. So add that. You write it down?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. And then the 1 is 1,200.
1,200.
Okay.
So
1,200
plus 1,200 plus
13
3 equals 21,300.
21,003. That's a month now. Grace, multiply that by 12. But let's see the new yearly. 255,000 now is the new cash flow, which means, drum roll please, 4.5 years, that's $1 million cash.
And that number there, when you said for the year, that number is not including all the it includes the expenses.
Nope. So then what you say is you can take off 50%. This is what I do in the numbers. Worst case scenario, 50%. Okay. So now 10 years, you add $1 million. Who cares? If I'm not paying for the rent, and if they're paying down my debt service, I don't care if it takes 10 years to cash out of me. I don't care if it takes 5 years to cash out of me. Does it take too long when I'm not spending my own money?
No, because you got time on your side.
Does it cost too much when I didn't pay for it? Do I care about a 30-year mortgage if it's automatically paid for by other people? See, y'all want the 15 mortgages. You want to pay down the 30. You got the goal to pay down the 30 in 23 years. Not me. Y'all take y'all time paying down this 30-year mortgage with your good selves. You's a good child is what I found out. That's what my mama say. She said, that's a good child. He's a good child. She's
Antonio.
Old. Yes, sir.
You know, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he actually said the game of money is all about who owes who. So you cannot opt out of the system. You're going to owe somebody for something. So even if you're not going through this strategy and making $1 million in 10 years, in 10 years, you might be $1 million in debt. Who knows? You have to get the game on your side. If you try to opt out of it, you will end up requiring money you will end up working for someone else even. And a paycheck is a kind of owing to someone because you owe them hours of your life. With this strategy, you accept the fact that you owe someone. You just make sure that someone else owes you enough that it cancels itself out. So you've got a mortgage, you've got to pay it off, but you just make sure that somebody else is doing it on your behalf. So you cannot live in a world where you don't owe anyone anything. You'll always owe someone. And the game is about setting it up in such a way that someone else owes you enough that the fact that you owe someone cancels itself out and you have freedom.
There it is. Wisely said. Come on, y'all clap for that. They still ain't called me yet, but I'm ready because I'm about to give one more statement, my punchline. Here's the deal. Listen to this very, very well. This is not there. I got it right here. They ain't called yet. I got it right here. As soon as they do it, I will. I ain't messing up. Here's the deal. This is why Antonio keeps telling you I get income producing assets. This is why I want this property. It's massively overpriced and massively underestimated, underutilized. Therefore, I can buy it for pennies on a dollar. I can offer $300,000, and with the new rent, Grace, with the new adjusted rents, how long would it take me to make that money? $300,000, my full investment back.
300,000. And it's
a year and a half.
Yeah,
a year and a half.
255, right? Yeah.
A year and a half. Now, everybody pay attention to this. In a year and a half, I could get all of that back. Now, someone smart like Phil, like Susan go, but you got to raise the rent, then people go walk out. And this is my punchline. If you have hard income producing assets that can carry that loan while you transfer those renters, you can play a different game. Jerome gets it.
Repeat that again, sir.
If you have hard income producing assets that can transfer, that can pay for that loan while you transferring the renters, you can play any game, especially this game. Is it wise for me to get this and turn right around and be debt free of it? Well, I will never do that, to be honest with you. I'll just slowly pay it down. But get all my money back in a year and a half, you doggone right. And I can get it for a steal, you doggone right. And then they did me the benevolent favor, Susan, of repairing it all. Oh, that's so sweet of them. Because you know what they're trying to do? What they're trying to do is make sure I pay for their repair bill. I would if you charge fair rent. But on a commercial property, I don't have to, because you could put $50 million in upgrades in it. Still not going to stop the fact it's worth $325,000. Single family, yeah, you put a little palm tree in there. All right, you might got $50,000 extra. You pressure wash that driveway, put it. You might have, you know what I'm saying? That's single family. Add them little solar roofs. That's single family. Commercial only cares about one thing: how much rent are you charging? That's been your lesson. I'm waiting on them. I'm waiting on them. Should I call them if they don't call me?
Now let them call you. If it's a minute afterwards, then you reach out to them.
All right.
So they don't make you
supposed to call.
That's a no-show.
Yeah, they said 9. You know, I think they got it confused because they had it on last week, and then they changed it. They had me in the system twice, and I bet you they count me present for when they called me last week.
Call them.
Cancel.
Yeah, call them. Make sure.
Yeah, I will. I got the number and everything. I will. And I'm gonna look like a good boy too. Good child. I'm gonna look like a good child. I just wanted to be here present. Well, this gives me another couple of minutes. Here's the deal. Did you catch it? Does it make? I would never tell you to buy something and then wait for your money. But see, there's so much money left over in this thing. But Anthony was right early in the call. Them people got to go. They do. Let this be a lesson to you. Some of you are running businesses for customers that you really don't need in your life. Here, Oh, that one's dumb. Okay. Here's how you know if the customer's following you, mean you no good. Raise your prices. See what happens. Did you say it? If you raise your prices and nobody complains, ask anybody who makes money. Your prices are too low, and they still too low. If you raise your prices and nobody complains, your prices are too low. You need to raise your prices to about 10% of your audience belly aches. Right there, that's when you got a good price. See, some of y'all need to hear that, man. When 10% of your audience start being grumpy, you got a good price. Don't go past 10% now. I'm not telling you to go past 10%. But if you raise your prices and nobody complain, you got too many low prices. Best thing to do, grab this apartment complex. And once you send out that letter, it's gonna be a good humor consultant's letter to you. It's gonna have all the right words in it, you know, all the positive affirmations. It's gonna say rents will be raised. Your rent of $525 will go up to $825 upon renewing the lease. And of course, what they're gonna do, they're gonna all move out. Not all, but you know, they're gonna move out. It's gonna be okay, because that's the plan. So what do I need in place? I need an income producing asset to pay for the moving out. And I need an income producing asset to pay for the marketing to move people in. And boy, if we ain't just taught a financial class today. That's it. There it is. All right, I am done. Phil, if you can tell us what's going on tonight, because I'm actually looking forward to tonight's call, because that wins and challenges have snuck up and become one of my favorite calls. Go ahead.
Well, you gave. We're going to talk about wins and challenges, which is an opportunity for you to share with us what's happened in the last week that has been good for you, that has been helped you, that has helped you grow, which reinforces with you, and then you become the teacher where we can learn from you. And then your challenges, you know, that's where you really learn is from your challenges, and when sharing those, a lot of times we get answers for your challenges. So it's a fun time. Then we're probably going to end our 52 reasons to be grateful. See, the attitude of gratitude creates a vibration that makes the law of attraction work. And so that's why we've been focusing on the concept of gratitude for these last few weeks.
Amen, that brother. I love the way everything of that sound. I'm gonna, you know what? So what we're gonna do is I am going to have one new person on the call outside of this network. I'm gonna give it, that means, so what I'm gonna do is make a personal invitation to myself, a personal discipline to myself. I'm going to invite 3 people and shoot for 33%. I kept my word. Just show up, you know. But it's going to be outside of the network. So you don't have to do that. Do whatever is your conviction. But as me, I mean, mine should be outside the network because I've got so many people that I have access to. So it should be. You do whatever is good for you. Just know that the universe will reward you for your spirit of excellence. Cool? All right, then.
Antonio.
Yes, sir.
Add my other class. Yeah, it's the 23rd, right? You didn't do that to me today, too.
No. I said it right before you got on the call, though. It is 100% completely. It's being on replay, and it's being not edited, but the screen record. I'm about to do the screen recording right after my VA appointment.
So I ain't got to do it today.
No, you don't have to do it today, and it will be replay like, so you don't have to do it today. So you don't have to be it be on your demand. Does that make sense to you? Sir. There you go, on your demand. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can't play it better. You can't dominate.
In Texas City,
yeah, let Tyrell hear that.
If you are having a medical or
let Tyrell hear that, so he all right.
All right. Let them know you want to know what's going on.
Love